welcome to another episode of the Bonsai Blacksmith. This is going to be a short video. These are some seeds I collected on a recent trip. This is Senna occidentalis, also known as coffee senna, which is more of like a flowering bush. This is Peruvian Peppertree. The scientific name escapes me at the moment. And these are beans from a Chamaecrista mimosaoides. This is another flowering bush. And I gathered these on my recent trip to Rio Grande do Sul, which is a state in very south of Brazil. So I just wanted to give you a close-up here. We'll move these other things aside, and hopefully the wind doesn't play with us too much here. I would say the most interesting is the Peruvian pepper seeds here. You have a shell on the outside. Clean that off. It's basically just a small, almost looks like a small nut. That seed there is got a lot of texture to it. I don't know if you can see that, but there you go. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just keep doing this, crushing these up and going slowly. Try not to do this on a windy day like me. It's just all you have to do is they're very simple. You just gotta crush them on your fingers. You feel it. They actually make this into a basic pepper. You ever seen pink pepper? They can make it from these trees. That's why they call them a pepper tree. It's pretty cool. So I'll just continue to take these off one at a time, dehusk them, roll them in the fingers, and put them into the bag. Rinse and repeat until you have that done. Now let's move on to the next set. When it comes to the coffee senna, you've got very tiny seeds in here. You've got this extra large border around the bean, or as they say, the vagin, and you want to take that and you want to split it in two. You rip one down this side, and you take this and you rip it down the other side to get access to all the little seeds, and almost like a zipper. And as you can see, the little seeds is pulled right out like so, and you got to be ever so subtle. So that's the seed for coffee senna, or the Senna occidentalis. So I'm going to go ahead and collect those now. And if you're curious, that's what the size differences we're dealing with between the Senna occidentalis seed and the Peruvian Peppertree. These are all the Peruvian Peppertree seeds I just collected. All right, let's move on to the Chamaecrista. What I discovered with the Senna is that some of the seeds need to dry some more in the bean, so I'm going to let them dry and fall out naturally and collect it at the bottom of the bag. So we have the Senna occidentalis, we have the Peruvian peppercorn tree. Now we're going to go on to the Chamaecrista, which is this cool undulated kind of bean here. So we're going to liberate the seeds from here now. We're not going to lose any of them if we can avoid it. The wind is a little strong today, so I'm going to add some barriers. So, the most logical approach for these seeds, you see how they're all segmented here in the bean themselves? Well, while trying to dislodge the seed itself from the bean, you cause a lot of damage to the seed. So what you want to really do, I think the best plan of attack, let's put that there so the wind doesn't take it, is separate each seed into an individual segment. Like so, like that, and make sure that they're open on the sides. They are going to be open on the sides, and put them in. There's a lot of Fabaceae family plants and trees. This is Fabaceae family. It's got a bean, right, as the fruit. So the Fabaceae family does have a segmented or approach, if you will. When it lands on the ground, it breaks. It carries it around in the wind a little bit from place to place. It acts like a protective barrier, and the root shoots out the sides. That's very common in the Fabaceae family. So breaking these down into little segments is a lot easier, making sure they have access holes on each side. And that's basically how you'll take these and process them. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to break them into seeds. See how easy that is to break into little segments? So that's really the natural way of doing these particular seeds. Now this is a flowering bush called Chamaecrista, mimosaoides, and I'll send you some pictures here I'm going to attach to the video so you can see how that is. And let me show you how I'm going to plant these now. Alright, so we have what we need to plant 2 out of the 3 seeds we prepared today, and we're going to plant the Chamaecrista first. Well, we're not going to plant it, we're going to prep it first. It requires a degree of scarification. For those who don't know what scarification is, it's basically a little bit of the seed destruction and or abrasion through different environmental factors. And this one, it's going to be heat. You put your finger in this. If the water is not too hot where you have to pull it right back out, it's the perfect temperature. You want hot water. These seeds like to pretend they've been digested, so it's important to do that. Some seeds even need to have to scratch them or file them like they've been chewed on. So I'm going to go ahead and put several of these seeds. I'm going to use probably 2 beans worth of seeds. I'm not sure what the germination rate. These are freshly picked by me, so I'm assuming that they will actually germinate fairly quickly. They have the best chance to germinate. But that's how you prepare these particular Fabaceae family trees. Bushes, I should say. Now, here we go. The Peruvian Peppertree. This is a little easier. So what you want to do first is wet this soil down. This is compost mixed with a little bit of perlite. There we go. You take your pepper tree seeds. Now, there's a Brazilian pepper tree and a Peruvian pepper tree, and the difference is simply this. The Brazilian pepper tree has 5 leaves on its compound leaf, and the Peruvian has 7. And that's basically the gist of that. So again, these are freshly sourced seeds, so they should germinate, have a higher chance. The plan is you just kind of want to spread them out evenly. You don't have to pre-soak these. I'm sure it wouldn't hurt at the same time. Spread these out like so. If you get too many, I'll just separate them early. Like so. Now you take another layer of topsoil, twice the diameter of the seed that we've planted, roughly. Give them a little bit of coverage, not too much. Like so. Go ahead and spray that down again. Want to keep them nice and moist. Now this could take a few weeks before you see any results, even a month, depending on what zone you are. I'm in zone 11, so this is an unfair comparison to most of you, but that should, I should see results in about 3 weeks max here. I'll keep that moisturized every other day. Now, people are asking, how long do I keep these seeds? How long do I keep these seeds in here? Well, I usually do overnight. That's usually the best bet. That gives them a chance to soak in all that moisture. It gets the germination process started, and it gives the best chance of success. And then I'll put them in the soil, very similar to what I did here with the pepper tree seeds. Now, the Senna occidentalis, I kind of just opened the beans, cracked them in half, let them dry in here, and the seeds will fall to the bottom. Once that prepares, you don't have to soak them like this. These will be direct, similar to this process with the pepper tree. Alright, well thank you for watching. It's been another episode of the Bonsai Blacksmith. Until next time.